This program is made possible in part by the following sponsors. At Northwestern Orthopedics, we celebrate the role that physical activity and sportsmanship play in a healthy lifestyle. We are proud to help athletes of all ages stay in the game through injury prevention, treatment, and rehabilitation. Call Northwestern Orthopedics at 524-8915 for more information on sports medicine. Rise Vermont. Good health is the key to a happy life. Rise Vermont is a movement towards better health for people of all ages in Franklin County. Joining Rise VT will give you tools, support, reward, and recognition for moving more, eating well, and connecting with your community. Head to risevt.com to start embracing your new healthy lifestyle.
And welcome to the Thunderdome here in Swanton, Vermont, as we have another high school boys basketball broadcast for you here on Northwest Access Channel 15. Today's matchup is the MVU Thunderbirds and the Mount Abraham Eagles. Teams played twice last year. MVU with a big win here last spring, 95-53. But then they graduated 7 players, and Mount Abe now with 6 seniors on their roster. So today should be an interesting game, especially since Mount Abe will definitely be looking for some sort of revenge from last year's losses. I'm here with my partner, Dustin Tanner. Dustin, what do you think about today's game?
It's going to be an interesting game. First off, I want to welcome you to our sports team, Nick. You've done a couple shows already with us, and it feels good to not have to do the play-by-play. I have done this for 3 or 4 years, and I've been the guy who's had to come up before this is filler. It's going to be an interesting game to see. MVU is a young team, so you never know what they expect of them. There's not a lot of tape on them that you can really go to and watch, so they might be really good, they might be really bad. I would expect Mount Abe to be the favorite tonight because of the seniors and the juniors on their team, but never know what's going to happen in the Thunderdome.
On paper you can see one thing, but in high school basketball it's always a toss-up. Anything can happen. You look back to the last boys game right in this gym, MVU and Rice. Nobody expected MVU to come away with that win, and next thing you know, they were in Patrick Gym.
That was such a fun game.
It definitely was. What a great memory for anybody who was in that gym or watching the telecast last spring for that game. So it looks like they're announcing the starting lineups here. We have those for you guys. We'll start off with Mount Abe. We have number 1, Logan Willie. Number 2, Lucas Livingston. Number 3, Jackson Counter. Number 4, Logan Rodriguez. And number 14, Liam Kelleher for the Eagles. And as we go towards MVU's direction now, we have number 10, William Greeno. Number 13, Ethan Kreller. Number 21, Hunter Nunez-Wales. Number 22, Adam Rice. And number 31, Gabriel Unwin. Now, the Thunderbirds are starting a lot of underclassmen tonight, including Gabriel Unwin, who is a freshman, something unheard of in past years for Missisquoi, especially after having an all-senior starting lineup last year.
Yeah, there's a lot of youth here for MVU. It's going to be interesting to see how Jimbo's handles this because, early in the season is when you're trying to work out the kinks. Definitely. Got to figure out who can shoot, who can do this. They got some height. It doesn't look like doesn't look like the Eagles are going to out-height MVU, which is going to be very interesting.
Yeah,
and Unwin looks really tall, so he looks good.
He is, yeah. Maybe the next Richard Walker here for the Thunderbirds. Maybe a bit of an early assumption there, but we'll see how that goes here.
Does he have range?
Yeah, we'll see about that as we get ready for the national anthem here. with that, we are getting ready to play basketball here in Swanton, here at the Thunderdome. Both teams with their last-minute adjustments, huddling up, getting ready for the tip here in just a few seconds. Dustin, any last-minute thoughts or comments, Dad?
Well, it's going to be really interesting. If I recall last year, Jackson Counter was the big scorer for Mount Abe in that game. It's going to be interesting to see how they defend him right off the bat, because that is your first, that's your senior. He's been on the team for a while. Definitely somebody you want to watch out for. And as for MVU's got to take smart shots. I remember Adam Rice in JV games last year chucking quite a bit, and
smart shots have got to happen for them tonight.
You can't chuck. Not against a senior team like this.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how a lot of these players, they spent a lot of time on junior varsity last year. There's such a translation from that game. We'll see how long it takes this young team to really get a hold of that translation. As Unwin wins the tip for MVU, and we're underway. Ethan Kreller will take it up over center court and look for the shot. No, and Adam Rice out in the corner for three. That misses everything. Nunez Wales finds it inside and lays it up with the foul. And he will head to the line for one more. A quick 2-0 start for MVU.
Those are the shots that you're talking about. But if they're going to leave a guy wide open like that, I'd at least give him a couple chances to try a few. I don't think he's got that range. But, hey, it doesn't hurt if you got rebounders.
As Nunez Wales at the line. Off back iron, no good. And Unwin finds the offensive board. And Adam Rice will miss the rebound, or miss the pass. And it'll be knocked around a little bit out of bounds. And it will stay with the Thunderbirds here, as Nunez Wales looks to inbound the ball here. And he'll get it into Will Greeno. Greeno in the corner to Unwin. Now Kreller up top, over to Nunez Wales in the corner. Down low to Rice. And it will go off of him and out of bounds. Another turnover there for Adam Rice. Not a great start for him, as the Eagles will take possession now. Bringing it up is Lucas Livingston, and he'll get it over to Jackson Counter. Counter will control up top, and he'll get it over to Rodriguez. Rodriguez for three. That's off the back iron, no good. But an offensive rebound for Willie. Willie over to Rodriguez, and now Counter up top. He's got some size here on Unwin. He'll try to drive. He'll put it up, and it falls against the contact.
Got to tighten up that interior defense, Nick. You cannot let him drive. You got four players right there. Somebody put a hand on that ball.
Yeah, especially once they get deeper into the season against the taller opponents. As the ball goes out of bounds, it'll stay with MVU here. But you can't imagine, like the Jens Ulrich Vertibers of BFA, you can't imagine that defense being successful whatsoever. As Rice drives in and gets blocked.
That's interior defense right there.
MVU should take some notes on that right there. Rodriguez brings it up and passes it off to Counter. Counter looking to set up the offense, and now Willie has it. He'll get it back to Rodriguez. Rodriguez covered by Nunez Wales. The pick set by Livingston, and Rodriguez still in control. Looking to move on Nunez Wales. Now he'll pass it down to Counter. Counter off the dribble, and it's good inside.
It looks like Mount Abe is going to try to take advantage of that Counter versus the freshman matchup there, the senior versus the freshman.
It looks like they're going to be going to Counter inside all night long, as Nunez Wales in the corner steps out of bounds, and Mount Abraham will take over here with a 4-2 lead. 6:15 to go in the first quarter. Just getting underway here in Swanton, as Mount Abe will bring it back up. Lucas Livingston against Adam Rice. He'll get it over to Willie, and Willie to Jackson Counter. Counter steps back, three, it's short, and the rebound to Nunez Wales. Nunez Wales in transition with Unwin there. He'll get fouled by Jackson Counter on his way to the hoop.
That's a good foul right there. He had a wide open lane to the hoop, and he had somebody streaking with him. You just knock him off the ball there before he goes up for the shot, take the foul.
Especially since they get the call on the floor too. As Counter comes out of the game, coming in is Shane Sargent for the Eagles. Nunez Wales getting set to throw it in. He'll get it to Greeno in the corner. Greeno looking down low. There's Rice, and a pass to Nunez Wales misses everything. And stepping out of bounds right there was Logan Willie, so Missisquoi will get lucky and get the ball right back.
Looks like Caleb Johnston is checking in at the table for the Thunderbirds. I want to see who he's taking out. He's taking Rice out.
Rice with a rough start to this game.
Good coaching
varsity
by Bose
debut
there.
Yeah. As Greeno throws it into Unwin. Unwin heavily guarded and throws it away out of bounds again on Missisquoi. And an unnerving amount of turnovers so far for the Thunderbirds to begin this game.
You got to play better basketball than that. You know, you got to be able to run a half-court set at the high school level in Vermont.
Yeah. As Rodriguez controls once again against Nunez Wales. He'll drive right by the basket and get it over to Kelleher, who misses the shot, and Nunez Wales will find the rebound. He'll bring it up and look to drive. He goes to the basket, and we're going to have a foul called on Mount Abraham. We'll see who they get it on. That's their third foul already. It's on Logan Rodriguez, his first. On the floor once again, and Nunez Wales will get set to throw the ball in. He'll get it over to Kreller. Kreller looks to drive, and he walked with the ball. Another turnover for Missisquoi. It looks like they're at this point they've had more turnovers than shots attempted.
Yeah, you really got to start just putting the ball up towards the hoop at this point. If you're Missisquoi, you have no ability to run a half-court offense, and that is we're gonna be in for a long day if you can't run a half-court offense without turning the ball over.
Definitely, for sure. The inexperience showing for this team as Mount Abe turns it over now, and Missisquoi will get it right back. And Mount Abe surprised me a little bit so far, the way they've turned the ball over quite a bit too. And Adam Rice checking back in now for Will Greeno. Missisquoi will get it in now. Kreller will take it up over half court. Kreller in the corner. There's Adam Rice. Rice heavily guarded. Rice drives in, pulls up, and knocks it down.
Great play right there.
That is the plays that Adam Rice needs to start making more consistently if he's going to have success here at this level.
You know, great one-on-one matchup there, going for the ISO, taking his guy out, and just putting a good shot.
Oh, yeah.
Not trying to get the switch, just get it right off the backboard there. Be smart with it, gets the points.
There's the shot from Liam Kelleher, and he'll knock it down. And Mount Abe answers right back and takes the 6-4 lead. 4:32 to go here in the first quarter. Ethan Kreller lost the ball, and it's going back to Mount Abe. Yeah, another turnover for the Thunderbirds here in what has been a pretty rough-looking first quarter, but definitely you're going to have growing pains with a team this young.
You know, the girls' hockey team is better at scoring than the basketball team, Nick.
There's a drive right there for Rodriguez, and that misses everything. The rebound goes to Nunez Wales. Nunez Wales will lose the ball, but pick it back up. Double team now, and Unwin down low against counter, and there's the lay-in for number 14, Caleb Johnston. He is a freshman on this team, and he gets a bucket here early for the Thunderbirds. Driving to the basket, that's Livingston, and he misses. Rice with the rebound, and Rice will take it back up center court. Rice lays it up, and it looks like, was that an offensive foul?
Yeah, I got to have better court vision.
Offensive fowl on Rice. Another
I'm Adam Rice. I'm streaking in with 3 guys total. You know, 2 guys on each side. Yeah. You gotta pull up and then give yourself a bounce pass right into the key there.
Yeah.
Had a really easy pass for an assist. Just thought he could do it all himself.
One thing I've noticed so far is that as it's laid up and missed here, Missisquoi just has been trying to up the tempo so much here. They need to calm the ball. They need to calm it down and just work on some offensive sets. With a young team like this that can shoot, you need to be able to calm it down. The fast break's probably not your best option, especially when you aren't able to finish inside.
Well, I don't know, really, because if you can't run a half-court offense, going quick like that has gotten MVU shots.
True.
So, now, that being said, they will be getting tired out really quick here, and Jim Bowes does not have a deep bench. He's not known for having a deep bench.
No. As Nunez Wales will take it back here, tied up 6-6 here in the early going. As Nunez Wales gets it over to Rice, and Rice looks for the 3, in and out, no good. And the rebound goes to Liam Kelleher of the Eagles. As Livingston looks to take it back up over center court. Counter in the corner, Adam Rice on him. He'll switch it over to Rodriguez. Rodriguez for 3, and that falls. First 3 ball of this game for either side, and Logan Rodriguez has made it a 9-6 game here in the early going. Here's Johnston.
You're seeing the inexperience there because the defender on that last 3-pointer was just sitting right off him. He gave him a couple steps.
Rice with a nice lay-in inside for the Thunderbirds. And Adam Rice, if he can get more consistent inside, he can become a very good option down there. But he has a lot of skills that he really needs to work on at this point. There's another 3 from Logan Rodriguez that he knocks down. Back-to-back possessions for the Eagles, and it's 12-8. here for Mount Abraham. Johnston in the corner. A rough pass there. Rice looking to pull up, almost traveled with it, gets it to Unwin. Unwin moves in down low, and there's something right there as Livingston goes to the ground. I believe they call it a jump ball. And it'll be Mount Abe ball. Coming in for Missisquoi is Robert Boucher and Will Greeno. Boucher's first appearance here on varsity for the freshman, as Mount Abe takes it back up once again. Corner 3 from Counter, and that's no good. And the rebound to Will Greeno. Ethan Kreller now bringing it up the court. The only member of this MVU team with varsity experience under his belt. Greeno takes a 3, and that's short. Rebound to Counter, and Mount Abe will set up once again. Counter, right-hand dribble, looks to pull up. Now gets it over. There's Rodriguez wide open again, and that's too strong. Rebound to Kreller. And Ethan Kreller takes it back up the court once again. They bring over a second man. There's Greeno for 3, and that's off the front iron. No good. Rice went for the offensive rebound, couldn't get it, and it'll finally end up in Jackson Counter's hands. Just over a minute to go here in the first quarter. 12-8 the score. Mount Abe on top by 4. Over in the corner, there's a 3 from Sargent, and that's short. And there's a rebound, and the ball goes flying. And we have a foul called on the floor.
MVU is getting away with some atrocious defense at the 3-point line
really
right now. That's like 5 straight shots in a row that they've allowed, pretty much wide open threes. You know, if Mount Abe starts making these shots, we're going to have ourselves a 20-point game here. Like,
Mount Abe's just not knocking down their shots, and if they can start, then we might have this game end a little bit earlier than we thought. Kreller pulls up from 3 and knocks it down. That's what he's known for, beyond the arc shooting. That's Ethan Kreller hitting the 3. And it's 12-11 here in the last minute.
Great use of the ball fake there on Kreller's shot.
Oh, definitely. He got the defense to juke right out of the way as the ball heads out of bounds here. And Missisquoi will take it back over. 35 seconds to go in the first quarter. 12-11 the score. Missisquoi with a chance to take the lead. And that's off of Lucas Livingston's foot, and Missisquoi will retain possession. 29.4 to go. Adam Rice getting set to throw it in the ball here. He'll get it up to Johnston. The freshman turns it over, and ball's loose on the floor and up to Sargent. Sargent gets it over to, and is laid in inside. That was Jacob Thomas with the lay-in and the foul. And a chance at a 3-point play for Mount Abraham.
Just got to have better footing position there for MVU. They were, when you're running towards the ball, you're going to be out of position. You're going to get burnt every time.
You got to set your feet.
Yep.
Free throw hits back iron, and MVU will get it down 3. Final 15 seconds here in the first quarter. MVU looking to get the last shot. They double Kreller, and he turns it over. Here comes Rodriguez. Rodriguez lays it up and in. Missisquoi's got to get it back in here. Kreller throws it in, turns it over. Rodriguez for 3. That's off the front iron, and that ends a disastrous last minute of the first quarter for MVU. They had a chance to take the lead with just a 2. But then turnover, 3 straight possessions ending in turnovers, and they're down 16-11 after 1 here as we get ready for the second quarter. What does MVU need to do to get better?
They got to play better defense, and they are getting lucky right now that, first off, on the defensive end, you got to tighten up, all right? You have Rodriguez, who's proven he has range. Counter's cold today, but he's also got that range. So you got to tighten up on those guys. You cannot give them the extra steps. On the offensive side of the ball, you have to run an offense. Not a lot of ball movement right now for MVU.
Oh, yeah. Whoever brings the ball up the court has been shooting it most of the time.
And, you
just can't do that.
You can get away with that every now and then, and if you have an elite player, but nobody on this team's elite. You got to play like the Spurs. You got to play.
Oh yes.
Everybody touches the ball once. There's no shot clock to worry about. So
yeah, this team's playing like there's a 10-second shot clock. Once they get the ball, they're just bringing it right up, and first person who touches the ball is shooting it. And another thing I've noticed Mount Abe doing towards the end of that quarter that really worked for them, doubling Ethan Kreller. They put the double team on him. Remember, he has varsity experience. He played a lot last year, but he's still only a sophomore, and he's not really sure. He looks like he's not sure what to do when he's double teamed while we're trying to run the offense.
And another thing for MVU is that if you are going to take those three-point shots, wait till your men on the low post are set to at least box out.
Yeah,
a lot of the shots.
No chance at an offensive rebound. You shouldn't.
You shouldn't be chucking them.
Yeah, you can't just be chucking it. There's Kreller in the corner. Kreller pulls up for three, and that's
good shot.
Strong. See, that's a good look right there.
That's a ball movement. He had people ready for offensive rebound.
And Mount A will lose the ball here. A turnover for Shane Sargent as MVU will take the ball back here. Kreller gets it in, and Hunter Nunez Wales will take over for the Thunderbirds, giving him a shot at throwing the ball up, and that's just a bad pass. You can't do that.
You are not Steph Curry. Bounce past that ball.
That's just a bad mistake of a pass. You need to be chest pass or bounce pass, whatever works. And then an athletic play by Nunez Wales to tip that pass out of bounds.
He just got air.
He really does. An insane vertical. Of course, the star of the MVU football team the last pretty much 3 years, I believe. He's just been putting up great numbers as a running back. Now trying his hand at basketball here in his senior season as Sargent controls it over to Rodriguez. Rodriguez against Kreller. He'll get it up to Jackson, counter, and Logan Willie will control. Now there's a jump shot from Sargent, and that's no good. Rebound to Wales.
Beautiful ball movement there by Mount A. They didn't get the shot to fall, but if you keep running those sets all day, you will have success.
And fouled on the shot is Will Greeno, and MVU just continues to look at taking the jumpers from outside or deep two-point jump shots from this near side corner. And that'll be a pretty easy offensive set to figure out, if you even want to call that an offensive set.
It's not an offensive set. That's chucking, and you cannot win games at this level by chucking.
Definitely not. Will Greeno at the line.
Oh.
Airmail's the first one.
Yikes.
He's in his first varsity game, too. Maybe a few nerves for the youngster. Making his debut here as a junior. And the second one, also a brick. And Mount A will bring it back up here with Jackson, counter. He'll get it over to Rodriguez. Rodriguez down low, counter, looks for the shot, rolls around the rim and goes. He was up in the air for a long time right there as Nunez Wales drives in. Nice pass. Greeno didn't expect it, but MVU will retain possession. And we have a foul called on on Adam Rice. His second offensive foul of the game. And he already has two here early on in the second quarter. And maybe that's two fouls really isn't that bad at this point. I mean, it's something to be kind of worried about. But when they're two offensive fouls, that is.
I mean, the bad really fouls. You don't want to get offensive fouls.
Because an offensive foul is also a turnover.
Yep.
Mount A once again here with the basketball as Willie gets it over to counter. Counter against the freshman. Another senior versus freshman matchup right there as Sargent misses the shot. And Nunez Wales will bring it back up for the Thunderbirds. Driving end to end. And he gets the offensive foul called on him.
Oh, man, I know it's a bang-bang.
You see that? Two possessions with two offensive fouls.
I don't know. I don't think his feet were set on the defensive end. I would have called that a block myself.
Yeah, definitely. That could have gone either way. I can see the reasoning for both sides on that one. As Mount Abe sets back up, counter over in the corner, and counter gets it back, puts up the shot in double coverage, and Unwin with the block. Nice defensive play right there. Kreller brings it up, and Nunez Wales looks to drive once again and misses. Unwin can't find the rebound, and it goes out of bounds. It'll go to Mount Abe.
Adam Rice got lucky. He could have been called for a push right there, and the ref did not see it.
Yeah, and for him to get his third this early into the game, that would be a very tough break for MVU. And another thing I'm noticing, I really think Hunter Nunez Wales really needs to start looking to dish the ball. as Shane Sargent hits a three. You see him drive. He has great speed end to end, but he's trying to take shots and with 2 or 3 guys on him, and these are low percentage shots that he's trying to take. As Willie gets it back, another turnover for the Thunderbirds. Shane Sargent gets it over to Liam Kelleher. Kelleher to counter. Rice almost with another foul. And it's Ryan Bonner with the ball, and he'll get it over to Keller. Kelleher pulls up, and that's no good off the back iron. There's the baseball pass, and Johnston will get it from Nunez Wales, and a foul will be called on Logan Willie of the Eagles.
MVU was able to do that baseball pass really good last year because they had the speed, and I forget the player's name, but he broke his hand halfway through the year.
Oh, Michael Wright.
Right. He was really scrappy getting those rebounds, initiating that baseball pass. He's really good at it last year.
I mean, he was a guy that could do everything, except for he wasn't the best shooter in the world, but he was a great rebounder on both ends.
And on that team, you didn't really need a shooter because you had enough talent shooting the ball.
With all the shooters on that team, they were able to put Caden TeBurge and Michael Wright in situations where they only needed them for defense and rebounding, and that's what worked out really well for them. As we have a Mount Abe timeout on the floor here. 5:06 to go in the second quarter. They're up by 10, 21-11. Missisquoi in a very cold, dry spell right here. They haven't been able to score since about a minute and a half to go in the
I got some sabermetrics for you. Mount Abe is on a 5-0 run in the first 3 minutes of this quarter.
Lots of offense here, clearly. Similar to the girls' game last night, a 39-25 final score.
Barn burners.
Absolutely. Very defensive played game there by Lamoille and Missisquoi, as the three from Nunez Wales is no good. And it's out of bounds off of Missisquoi.
Really reminds you of how lucky you are when we have the NBA to watch during weeknights.
Yeah, the Rockets and Spurs last night was a great game. Not really a great game. Well, for the Rockets it was.
OKC 76ers went to 3 overtimes.
I did see it.
That was a fun game.
That was also a good game. Some beef possibly between Russell Westbrook and Joel Embiid, as Shane Sargent had all day in the world to take that shot, and he knocks it down. 13-point lead and another turnover for the Thunderbirds. And back comes Sargent, and he lays it in. He got up on that one and make it a 10-0 run for the Eagles here. Quickly getting going as Kreller double-teamed once again, and he walked. Turnover after turnover after turnover here in the first half.
You're making me want apple turnovers, Nick.
As the Eagles take it back, Sargent gets it down low to Bonner. And loose ball, turnover there for Mount Abe, and Nunez Wales to the hoop, misses everything on the layup. And down hard, there goes Gabe Unwin. And Mount Abe takes it back here. Here's Shane Sargent, looks to drive. Turnover there, stolen by Ethan Kreller. Here he comes with Nunez Wales. There's the pass.
There it is.
Offensive play there from Missisquoi. Nunez Wales with a nice shot off a pass from Ethan Kreller. And those plays, when you can get the wide open layups like that, that is what you need to get. You'll get points all day off of those. There's a three from counter, no good. And Nunez Wales tips the ball up in the air.
That's a foul.
And we have a foul. A crafty play from Hunter Nunez Wales by Missisquoi.
The Mount A player wasn't even going for a ball in that one. He just hit him.
Yeah, he looked like an open ice hit in hockey right there. As Nunez Wales will head to the line here for the 1-and-1. That is the 7th foul on the Eagles. So, and the 1-and-1s are going to be big for Missisquoi too if they want to erase this 13-point deficit.
Got to make your free throws.
This is it.
They don't call them free for anything.
Definitely. When you're missing free throws, it's tough to win any game. As it's down low, there's Bonner with it. And Will Martin over to Jackson counter. And there's a three from Livingston. Knocks it down from the corner. 29-13 the score. Missisquoi's defense is just falling apart in every facet here. There's a three from Johnston, no good. Offensive rebound to Ethan Kreller. Nunez Wales thought about it,
He thought about taking that long three, and I kind of wanted him to.
I mean, at this point, why not? And we have another foul called here. Looks like it's on Lucas Livingston. That is the 8th foul for Mount Abe. So Nunez Wales back to the line for yet another 1-and-1. And that's no good. But an offensive rebound, and Nunez Wales for 3. Got it.
All right.
Big time three-pointer for Hunter Nunez Wales. And it's back down to a 13-point game here. As Rice went for the steal, he missed it, and then Nunez Wales with an interesting play to try to knock that down instead of go for the rebound. And there's a steal for Ethan Kreller. Nice athletic play there by the sophomore guard. Nunez Wales thought about the 3, gets it down to Johnston. Johnston with the layup. That's off front iron. And a rebound there for Will Martin as the Eagles look to bring it back up here. Going to eclipse the 30-point mark so far here in the first half.
Very critical 2 minutes of play here for MVU, because they can either go into halftime with this being a game, and or they could
and Kreller
just do that
through Caleb Johnston. He looked like Aaron Rodgers trying to throw a Hail Mary on that one. As Mount Abraham will inbound the ball from the far side corner. And Lucas Livingston will take it back up for the Eagles. He'll get it over to Will Martin. And Martin into the corner. That's Dylan Hill. And Hill throws it out of bounds. But it was tipped. Nope, it was not. Thought they said white. Maybe it'll stay with Mount Abe. All right. Livingston with it. Kreller all over him. And Will Martin almost traveled with that ball as he gets it over to Kelleher. And now down low. And we have a foul on Nunez Wales.
I'd like to make the comment that Dylan Hill has the standard basketball goggles. Really looks like a true basketball guy.
He's rocking him.
He is.
Jalen Brown. Ghosts of Jalen Brown.
Good block.
There's a block for Unwin. That's his second of the game. As Kreller gets it over, and he'll throw it to Nunez Wales, looking to drive. Now lost the ball for a quick second, and he'll reset. A minute 12 to go, and there's a 3 from Kreller. Misses everything. You can just see on Ethan Kreller's face, he's just completely disappointed with this performance so far. As it's out of bounds once again, and Dylan Hill will take it over here for the Eagles. And there's the drive outside, kick out to Kelleher, and Hill for 3. Got it.
Wow.
Not much defense there by MVU, as has been the story for most of this game. And Ethan Kreller, double team. And Boucher looking for somewhere to go with it. There's Unwin, up fake, almost traveled, and he gets it up top to Kreller. And Boucher once again, he'll turn it over. Steal there for Jacob Thomas, and Hill will bring it back as Livingston sets back up for Mount Abe. Livingston up top, and there's Dylan Hill. Livingston wide open in the corner, misses it all. And Boucher finds the rebound. Nunez Wales, full court pass. There's a nice play there by Greeno, and
great
Unwin
play.
lays it in. Some nice offensive movement here from Missisquoi as we run down the final 5 seconds of the quarter. There is Kelleher. Kelleher puts it up and gets fouled. Absolutely pointless foul there by him. 0.7 seconds to go. He's in a tough spot, a shot that Kelleher is probably not going to knock down, and they foul him. That's just something you cannot do.
No, you cannot.
So Kelleher back at the line for Mount Abe. Foul right there was on Will Greeno. That was his second, and the 6th on Missisquoi. As Kelleher heads back to the line for one more, and 2 for 2. 0.7 to go. Nunez Wales gets it in time and throws it over the basket. And that is a perfect analogy for the first half of MVU. 34-18, the score at the half. What do you think, Dustin?
I don't know. I think we'll take a quick break, and then we'll come and talk about our thoughts about the first half.
All right, sounds good. We'll be right back here on Channel 15 Northwest Access.
This program is made possible in part by the following sponsors. At Northwestern Orthopedics, we celebrate the role that physical activity and sportsmanship play in a healthy lifestyle. We are proud to help athletes of all ages stay in the game through injury prevention, treatment, and rehabilitation. Call Northwestern Orthopedics at 524-8915 for more information on sports medicine. Rise Vermont. Good health is the key to a happy life. Rise Vermont is a movement towards better health for people of all ages in Franklin County. Joining Rise VT will give you tools, support, reward, and recognition for moving more, eating well, and connecting with your community. Head to risevt.com to start embracing your new healthy lifestyle.
Welcome back to another edition of Missisquoi basketball here as they take on Mount Abe here on Northwest Access Channel 15.
You know, Nick, if we're going to call it basketball, they have to put the ball in the basket. That has not happened at all tonight.
The score here, 34-18, just 18 points at the half for Missisquoi. This is a team that was putting up almost 100 points in some games last year. You could tell a lot of growing pains for this team this year, and I feel like this is going to be the case as the year goes on.
I think what MVU needs to do is they need to find what their identity is going to be. They can either be a gritty defensive team that doesn't score a lot of points but shuts you down, or they could be a fast break team that's going to try to put up a lot of shots and is going to miss a bunch. But what they've done today is they've been a little bit of, well, we're going to play defense. Well, we're not going to play defense. Well, we're going to try to do fast break. Well, we're going to do half court. They kind of need to just figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, they've struggled on both ends of the ball, and just so many turnovers. They got to just work on smarter passes, and if they can, smart passing really opens up the floor. And right now the floor is closed for them. Especially getting it over half court has been a difficult task for them tonight when it really shouldn't be here. As we get back underway, as Logan Rodriguez controls it, and Liam Kelleher on the drive, up and under, and no good. Rebound to Gabe Unwin, and Ethan Kreller will take it back the other way for the Thunderbirds, and a travel. Another turnover to begin the second half for the Thunderbirds.
A spin zone. If they get all their turnovers out of the way now, they won't turn the ball over at all the rest of the year.
Let's hope that's the case. As Rodriguez drives to the basket and misses, and Kreller will control once again and puts the pass right through the wickets of Gabe Unwin, and 2 possessions, 2 turnovers for the Thunderbird. What else is new at this point?
I think they have more turnovers than points tonight.
I'd like to see those numbers because I'm sure they're close. There's Livingston. Gets it up top to Logan Rodriguez, and Kelleher. Now down to Jackson Counter. He'll pull up, and that's short. Rebound to Nunez Wales, who will take it up. And Rice down low to Greeno. The pass bounces too hard off the floor. Unwin finds it down low and lays it in. Now that's the kind of possession Missisquoi is going to need to have if they are going to have any shot at getting back into this one.
Got to get points.
Open 3 for Logan Rodriguez, and every time Missisquoi scores, they seem to just lose it. And I don't even think you could call that an inbound pass. That was just throwing it straight to the other team. And laying it up there is Livingston. That's no good, and they find the offensive rebound. Adam Rice caught out of the zone as Livingston controls what he is. Unwin. Jackson Counter on the drive. Oh, he knocks him right down and misses the layup. And it's out of bounds. Good effort there by Nunez Wales, but man, Missisquoi is just having a really, really rough time.
Growing pains.
And that'll happen every couple of years for any school that doesn't recruit. As Adam Rice lays it up and in. Eagles taken back over here. Logan Rodriguez over to and back to Rodriguez. Airmails it, and Nunez Wales brings it back up for the Thunderbirds. He'll drive it out.
Oh, that was a nice pass.
And Greeno then tried to throw it, but it was blocked. And Willie brings it back up. There's Logan Rodriguez inside.
You know, that last possession, you see Greeno. You know, he thought about it. You just take that shot. That's a shot that seniors take.
And knocks down the jumper. Second effort there from Will Greeno to knock down the shot as Willie gets it up top. And here's Jackson Counter. Counter on the drive. Gets it to go. 41-24 the score. Just over 5 minutes to go here in the quarter. And that was something interesting as it's back to Adam Rice. Rice pulls up. That's for three. And it's off the front iron. Offensive rebound. Laid up. No good. And finally, Counter finds it. And there's number 3 on Adam Rice, guys. Not an ideal situation.
I think we're watching basketball, but I don't know.
Yeah. This has been a interesting game for sure.
Enough bricks to build an addition to the school, Nick.
That would be nice. As there's a drive, and what just happened?
How do you hit that?
Liam Kelleher just shot the ball, and it went behind the backboard.
And he's still getting free throws.
And he's headed to the line here. We have seen things that you only see in D4 or the Pac-12 after dark, something like that.
Pac-12, I love that reference right there.
This is just like Maction right here.
this is pure Maction. Like.
As Kelleher heads to the line and knocks down the first shot.
Boy, this might even be like Fun Belt level. Like, like we're talking like Western Kentucky and UTEP levels of action here.
Barn burner here in Swanton, Vermont. As Johnston pulls up for three. Or that's Sean Power, rather, and Power knocks it down for his first career varsity points. Maybe he's a weapon Missisquoi can start to utilize. There's Counter for three, front iron, and the rebound to Nunez Wales. He'll bring it back up half court. Nice pass. Kreller in the corner, wide open, knocks it down. Back-to-back threes from Missisquoi, and the lead is now down to just 13 for the Eagles. Maybe a little bit of a run as Mount Abe will call time here with 4:16 to go in the third quarter. It's 43-30. Mount Abe leads it.
Most points MVU has scored in a quarter so far today is 12, and they just got that getting a little hot here. If they can keep hitting three-pointers, you know.
Never know.
It's a 13-point game.
Mount Abe hasn't really looked all that strong either, so, I mean, Missisquoi, there's definitely some things that they can exploit here. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. Impressive. I was impressed right there. Sean Power getting the ball here. First time in the game.
He's not even on our program, I don't think. You had to write him in.
I had to put him in. Afterwards when I went over and talked to the wonderful Carol Hakey, who's doing the scoring today, as usual. But yeah, I mean, this is a kid that has no JV experience, no varsity experience, comes in, cool as a cucumber, knocks down the three from the quarter.
Maybe he's got a few more of those in him. Big possession right here. If MVU can get a stop and a bucket on the next end, they open up this game a little more.
Oh, for sure. They just need they've controlled the ball a little bit. Jim Bo's getting animated over in the huddle, as Missisquoi doesn't seem to be done just yet in this one.
When is Jimbo's not animated?
That's a good question. I think the answer is not often.
I think Jimbo's is the type of guy who wakes up and is already yelling at his cereal, like, red in the face.
Telling him to get back in the game. Mount Abe has the ball, and Willie up top, and there's Rodriguez. He'll put it down inside, and we have a traveling call. Jackson Counter with the walk. He disagrees with the call, but Missisquoi will take it. A chance to continue this run for the Thunderbirds. There's Power, and turns it over. There's Jackson Counter bringing it back up for the Eagles. Counter. Oh, nice fake, and lays it in.
That was beautiful.
That was a nice play. Those kind of plays are something Missisquoi is just not going to be able to stop this year. Ball goes out of bounds. and it'll stay with the Thunderbirds.
Interesting that Mount Abe is up by 15 and they're pressing.
Well, remember last year in this gym, 95-53, Missisquoi running it up. The last points of the game were a Richard Walker dunk. And then
I remember that game.
Yeah,
that was.
And then Nick Cutting pulled up from half court as time expired, up by nearly 50, trying to hit a buzzer-beating three. So,
yeah, some bad blood there.
Yeah, Missisquoi might be getting a little bit of revenge for those here from Mount Abe. So I don't think the Eagles have forgotten what happened just a short time ago.
Still doesn't beat the MVU-MMU hockey rivalry, in my opinion.
Oh, no doubt. As someone who has played in that rivalry game, no doubt.
Did you play in the game where they stopped the game for 30 minutes because everybody got into a fight? Were you playing at that point? It's a couple years ago.
I believe that was my freshman year, as Counter lays it up and in. I remember they beat us 7-2, and we almost had the state record for penalty minutes in one game.
That was one heck of a game.
We had 7 guys in the penalty box at one time.
I remember that.
As a freshman, I wasn't playing, and I almost had to go into the box and serve a penalty for someone who was, because we were just running out of guys to put on the ice. Wow, laid up and in from Lucas Livingston. The hoop and the harm, and he'll head to the line for one more. Foul right there on Sean Power, his first. And Livingston at the line for one more. And that's off. But an offensive rebound for Livingston. What a play, and he'll draw another foul. What a great spurt here from Lucas Livingston. And the Eagles will once again have the ball after a foul by the Thunderbirds. And coming back into the game for MVU is Caleb Johnston. Adam Rice will check out, as Mount Abe gets set to inbound the ball here with 3:10 to go in the third quarter. And a wide open Jackson Counter inside, knocks it down. That stretches the lead to 20 for the Eagles. As soon as things looked like they were starting to turn around for MVU, they have gone right back down again. Timeout, Jim Bowes. He looks pretty upset after another MVU turnover.
I would be pretty upset myself when you have allowed, oh boy, let me try to do some math, almost 19, 20 points in a quarter. Yikes.
And there's still 3 minutes to go. Mount Abe has done just about everything here in this quarter, and Missisquoi has not done a whole lot to counter that. Speaking of counter, Jackson Counter having a great game today.
I mean, you know, it's just one of those days where Mount Abe started out a little cold, and the minute they got hot, they were just doing well.
Yeah.
Like, the minute they started hitting those shots, you know, Rodriguez had a couple of three-pointers, Dylan Hill hit a three-pointer or two, and it just got to the point where you really can't compete with them, and you need more shooters for MVU. But look, early season game, this is where you get to figure out the kinks. You know, we're not in the playoffs yet.
Yeah, I mean, I think we could have seen this coming today. Missisquoi, a really young team. A lot of these players, we've seen multiple players on the court that in the game that have never even been playing at the high school level. No freshman, JV, or varsity experience whatsoever. And
you look at the MVU roster, a lot of their, half, they got 2 upperclass. Well, if you count juniors as upperclassmen, they got 4 upperclassmen total.
Yeah.
So the future bodes well for this Thunderbird team, but this is just going to be a rough season.
Oh, definitely. It's early to make those kind of assumptions, but that's what it looks like at this point, as a turnaround jumper from Liam Kelleher will fall to make it a 22-point game. And another turnover.
I think a lot of what a coach has to do this year is manage the expectations of players and say, hey, look, we're building here for the next year or two. Don't get discouraged. Don't quit the basketball team. Just play through it, and you'll get a shot your junior or senior year.
And if this team can stay together, they will be very, very good.
Well, that's why, that's the reason why the last MVU team did so well, was because those guys have been playing together for 3-4 years.
And before they were on varsity together, they were playing AAU, and in middle school and elementary school basketball together. Those kids had been playing with each other their entire lives, and it all just came together last year for what was an incredible season. And MVU could be looking at another year like that here in the near future if this whole team could stay together, as long as nobody really gets discouraged and just leaves, because that can be a problem as well. Nunez Wales drives to the basket, gets it blocked, finds his own rebound, but couldn't keep it in bounds. And Rodriguez will take it back up for Mount Abe. Rodriguez looking to drive, and we have a kicked ball.
Kickball violation. Let me a good old kickball violation.
Yep. Shane Sargent headed back into the game for Logan Willie for the Eagles as they look to inbound it here, up by 22. 53-31. Under the basket, laid up and in by Shane Sargent. Nice play. And that'll stretch it to 24 as Sean Power pulls up from 3 again. And that misses everything. And nice play by Nunez Wales to almost get that steal, but Mount Abe brings it in. There's down low Livingston, and Kelleher lays it in. The assist there from Livingston. And Mount Abe now starting to give MVU a taste of their own medicine, running it up here in the third quarter. 57-31 your score.
We got 9 minutes left of this, Nick.
Yep. Nunez Wales for 3. That's off the front iron. And Kreller with the offensive rebound throws it right into the hands of Logan Rodriguez. Here comes Kelleher, who will lay it in once again. Mount Abe with the up-tempo offense and pressing the Thunderbirds now. And
all right, you're up by 30.
Yeah.
Like,
things just not looking good for MVU. And Sean Power with the lay-in inside. He has 5.
Sean Power, freshman.
Yep. And Lucas Livingston now with it to Jackson Counter. Counter, step back 2. Rolls around the rim and out. Final minute of the third quarter. Ethan Kreller taking it up over half court. Kreller over to Tardy. Down low to Johnston, who will lay it in. Caleb Johnston with his first varsity points. Another freshman getting playing time here for this incredibly young Thunderbird roster. Kick out 3. Got it. Lucas Livingston knocks down another 3. He's having a fantastic game for the Eagles, and it's 62-35. Nunez Wales on the drive. Offensive foul. Things just going from bad to worse for the Thunderbirds right now.
Really not a lot you could say about this game at this point if you're MVU.
Yeah, not a lot of positive things to talk about here so far. The freshmen have played fairly well for their first varsity game.
Good block.
Against an experienced team as it's blocked down inside. Nunez Wales with the steal. Here he comes back the other way. Unwin working with him, and he'll get fouled that time by Jackson Counter. And it'll look like Nunez Wales heading to the line here for Missisquoi with just 1.3 to go here in the third quarter. That's Counter's third foul. The third foul on Mount Abraham as well here in the third quarter. As Nunez Wales at the line, rims out on the first one.
28 points allowed here for MVU in the third quarter.
Wow. And the second one falls. You could take away the first half for Mount Abe, and this would still be a close game. As that ends the first half, or the third quarter of play. One more to go here, and an absolute blowout in the Thunderdome. 62-36. Missisquoi trailing Mount Abraham. Getting ready for the fourth quarter of basketball here in Swanton. Not a whole lot happening here.
Thunderdome has lost its thunder today, Nick, but, you know, some positive signs for MVU. They were able to score their most points of the quarter in that last quarter. Got some scoring, got some kids stepping up. Sean Power had 5 points that quarter. Not bad, not bad.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, unless a miraculous comeback happens here for the Thunderbirds, this would be their first loss at home since Enosburg on December 12th, 2016.
And that Enosburg team was just amazing. So,
and MVU almost won that game too. And it's just weird to see the boys playing and losing here at the Thunderdome, accustomed to a winning culture after the year they saw last season, as Johnston controls it over to Kreller. And I like the move by Jim Bowes here to get the freshmen in and playing and just getting some experience here, because experience is everything at this point, and gaining that experience will help them tremendously as the season goes on. Ethan Kreller over half court. And a turnover there from Johnston, and back the other way.
Oh,
good. A botched layup by Sargent. And Rodriguez will head to the line here on the foul by Gabe Unwin, another freshman. So Logan Rodriguez back at the line for 2 shots. And the first one will fall. Ready for one more, and Rodriguez sinks it off front iron. Got a good roll on that one, and it's 64-36. Kreller and it up court, gets it down to Unwin. Greeno in the corner. Johnston, tough defense on him, and Kreller's pass is going over to Mike Stenta over there in the corner.
Just going for the Stars. So MVU also has a girls basketball team coached by a UVM legend. How do they look this year, Nick?
Better than they have. I've been at both their games so far. The Hazen one was a great game as Kreller misses the 3. But an absolutely awesome game. They came right down to the wire with Hazen. And there's the layup for Sargent. Push the lead even farther. And but anyway, yeah, a great game. 43-41. They won the first game. And last night they played once again against Lamoille and had a tough offensive stretch. Only 29 points or 19 points, something like that.
So they're 1-1 this year?
Like 1-1.
That is
a better start than
like the last 5 years.
Couple of years, especially last year when they were 0-20. Just 1-19 2 years ago. So Koppenrath is doing a great job with the girls so far from what I've seen, and he's working towards creating a winning culture, which is what that team and whole program needed badly.
Koppenrath has 18 games to double the girls' win total of the last 2 years.
Definitely.
And I think he can get it done.
Oh, yeah. And Lamoille looked like a strong team last night. So, and they another big thing for them is that they've been playing Metro teams the last couple of years. And so instead of playing MMU and Colchester night in, night out, they're going to be playing the Hazens and Lamoilles and Enosburgs that they're going to be able to have a better shot at winning games against. And that's big, because if you can create a winning culture there, that's going to pique interest among girls looking to play a sport.
Well, and we had a few conversations about this. You know, it's good that MVU is finally getting a chance to play against teams that are actually in their athletic range.
Exactly.
A lot of what has happened at this school the last couple of years, they were playing your D1 teams, and it just was not good for the culture. It was not good for any of the teams. They really couldn't compete on a night-in, night-in basis.
Yeah, the entire time I was here, we all the sports that I played, we were D1, except for hockey, of course, and we had a good hockey team, but we struggled in everything else, and at times it could get really discouraging. And there's a lot of sports that to keep playing, you had to kind of forget about wins and losses. They couldn't mean anything to you. Otherwise, you would just get so discouraged it wouldn't be fun anymore. And so and it's good that that's not the case anymore. This is a athletics program as a whole that can that really has a chance to get better and create more of a winning culture, which would be awesome to see here in a couple years.
Yeah, really, MVU should be rivaling up against a school like Enosburg, not BFA in the sense of as far as, how they compare athletically.
The BFA rivalry is fun and all, but it's not fun when you know you're going to get blown out going into that game. We have a turnover here on Mount Abe in what is now a 30-point game, 66-36. But a lot of promise for this team this year. They might not have the results this season as they go through the Lake Division, but they've got to understand that the future is really, really bright for this team. This is just going to be. It looks like it could be a down year for them.
It's one of those years where you're playing really for next year and the year after that.
Exactly. You're looking to just gain experience as Kreller goes to the line, and that one hit every part of the rim before falling out. And Rodriguez will take it back up. Pass goes to no one in particular. And Missisquoi will take back over here. With just 4:47 to go in this one. 66-36 the score here. Mount Abe with a dominating performance. And what's the call here? I'm going to say it got tipped out. I guess so. Interesting call for sure. As Mount Abe controls, there's Will Martin. Martin drives and misses the layup. Rebound to Gabe Unwin. That's a nice play by him, but then he turns it over. Shane Sargent moves in and
block. Get that out of here. Get that out of here, son.
Pumped up. He just had a great defensive sequence. And just imagine what that'll be like in 2 to 3 years. And another block for Onion.
He's going to be really good.
And traveling is the call.
Unwin's got height. He's going to be able to put on some weight. He could probably work on his mid-range post game. He'll be a good player. Reminds me a lot of reminds me a lot of Walker and Vertebra when I saw them their first couple of years.
Definitely raw, but he's going to get a lot better and just looks to be a beast defensively.
And I'd feed him the ball 15, 20 times a game, especially in blowouts like this.
There's a three from Power that misses everything. Unwin finds the rebound and misses the layup. Will Martin finds the board for Mount Abraham. And over in the corner, that's Ryan Bonner, and he'll knock it down. 32 points is the spread here so far. Ethan Kreller looking to double him. That has worked extraordinarily tonight for Mount Abe as Johnston gets it back up, and Kreller might look to slow it down a little bit and stop the onslaught slightly, and turns it over. Back the other way comes Hill, misses the layup, and the putback there by Shane Sargent is good. Missisquoi can't really seem to do anything right at this point. Struggling big time here as Boucher gets it. He's in the corner and he throws it right to Shane Sargent. Sargent gets the freshman Power. Count it. And Sean Power will learn right there just to let that one go. I mean, a size disadvantage right there is just something that's not really going to...
Someone posed this question, because I always pose this question during a blowout. If LeBron James suits up with 5 minutes left to go, can MVU come back? Could they come back? We're talking prime LeBron James. Could LeBron James get 30 points in 5 minutes in a high school gym?
Probably. I mean, I'm not about to say LeBron James can't do something, because I don't think there's a whole lot LeBron James can't do. As Sean Power knocks down a three, that's 8 points for the freshman in his varsity debut. But yeah, never doubt LeBron James. That's something I've learned to know growing up watching him. As Mount Abe has most of their subs in now. That's an offensive foul on Jacob Thomas. And Missisquoi will get it right back here.
Sean Power.
Caleb Johnston will throw it in now, and Ethan Kreller will set back up. 73-39 the score. Missisqua's offense struggling all night long, and bad pass there by Kreller.
You're going to have to score more than 39 points a game.
You're not going to win any games scoring 39, that's for sure. Oh my goodness. Ethan Kreller with arguably the worst play of the night, going over and back on the inbound pass. A lot of mistakes for Missisquoi to learn from tonight. They'll definitely need to watch the tape from this one to see what they're doing wrong, because there hasn't been a lot they've been doing right. Sargent misses the three. Offensive rebound and no foul called right there on the shot by Ryan Bonner. And there's the J. No good from Jacob Thomas, and Missisquoi finds the rebound. That's a pass that just can't make as unwin right there. I mean, Kreller was just waiting, or well, Sargent was just waiting to sneak in front of Kreller and pick that one off. The foul does get called, however. And
stupid foul. Like, there's 2 minutes left in the game.
Yeah.
You're up by almost 40. Like, stop. Just don't.
Yeah. And as Kreller goes to the line here, I feel like if Missisquoi didn't try to run it up last year and win by 50 and put up 100 points on this Mount Abe team, this would be a different story right now. I feel like Mount Abe would have taken their foot off the gas.
Well, and also, there's something to be said about taking your foot off the gas in general. Like,
definitely.
Yeah, maybe they did it to you last year, but be the bigger man. Like,
yeah, exactly. I mean, it's because, at the same time, as soon as Missisquoi gets good and Mount Abe suffers a down year, as there's another foul on Sean Power. And count it there for Ryan Bonner. But as soon as Missisquoi gets good, Mount Abe has another down year. Mount Abe, a very similar school to MVU numbers-wise. So, that's very possible that'll happen the next couple of years. We're going to see Missisquoi try to put up 100 points and blow out Mount Abe by 50 again. So, that's just not a trend you want to get into. And that's just a fight that nobody wins at, because you're always going to win at some point.
Nobody wants to have both athletic directors have to sit down and say, all right, kids, let's not run up the score.
Power for three. Got it. Give Sean Power 11. And 4 3-pointers made. Or 3 3-pointers made, rather, as that one falls inside once again.
Sean Power with a 4th of the scoring for MVU.
Wow. Yep. That's you can tell it's a rebuilding year when someone making his first career appearance in a high school game of any form has a 4th of your points. There's a 3 from Caleb Johnston. No. Rebound to Dylan Hill. And back comes Mount Abe. Layup is no good from Derek Jackson. He gets it back and lays it up and in. Why not? Last minute of this one, it's a 38-point game. Ethan Kreller up top. Gets it down low. There's Power. Gets it down to Boucher. Back out to Power. Pass is tipped. Staying with Missisquoi. And Ethan Kreller will get it in. Now Kreller, even as just a sophomore, has got to step up and be a leader and make the smart plays. That's 5 seconds on him. And he knows it too. You can tell tonight that he's pretty disappointed in the way he's played.
Yeah.
But he's going to have to lead this team. He's the only one. He's the only member of this group that has knows what it's like to go through a full Lake Division schedule.
Yep.
And he's.
Oh, come on.
There's a 3, no good. Misses everything. And they turn it over. As we go down in the final 10 seconds of this one. Kreller turns. There's a deep 3 from Sean Powell.
Oh, he almost hit it.
Kreller shots blocked. That'll do it. 80-42, your final score. In a sees a massive spread here. Mount Abe with the 38-point victory. Justin, what are your final thoughts?
Oh, that's some spread right there. There's a lot to be learned from this game. First couple of games of the year, I think MVU will get better as the season goes along. Got some hope. You got Ernwin, you got Power, you got two freshmen there. You got some hope there for those kids, along with Adam Rice getting a little better, Ethan Kreller as a 10th grader. There's a hope. They got a good roster base.
Got Patrick Walker coming back at some point too. He has a hand injury right now. I mean, we know what that family can do on the court.
Yeah, no, you're gonna have a couple of these blowouts this year. I think it was a decent game to learn from, but you just gotta score more if you're MVU in the future.
Yeah. Well, that's all we have for today. Thanks for having me on my first time on here, Dustin.
Yeah, it was really nice to actually get a chance to sit back and watch the game and not have to call every single play, which I've done for the last, 3 years now. So it's very fun to just sit in the passenger seat for once. I really like that feeling.
Yeah,
let's do it again.
Oh, we definitely should. That's all we have for today. Thanks for watching here on Channel 15 Northwest Access. We'll be back at some point with another game somewhere around in the Franklin County area, but that's all we have for now. Signing off, this is Nick Mumley. Have a great night.
This program is made possible in part by the following sponsors. At Northwestern Orthopedics, we celebrate the role that physical activity and sportsmanship play in a healthy lifestyle. We are proud to help athletes of all ages stay in the game through injury prevention, treatment, and rehabilitation. Call Northwestern Orthopedics at 524-8915 for more information on sports medicine. Rise Vermont. Good health is the key to a happy life. Rise Vermont is a movement towards better health for people of all ages in Franklin County. Joining Rise VT will give you tools, support, reward, and recognition for moving more, eating well, and connecting with your community. Head to risevt.com to start embracing your new healthy lifestyle.